Welcome to Legally Ponzaneli, a podcast dedicated to the real stories behind the legal profession. I'm your host, Stephanie Ponzaneli, a law graduate from the University of Arkansas School of Law. Each week, we will hear from different law graduates, attorneys, and recently licensed attorneys who share candid conversations, practical advice, and real experiences that show you just how different everyone's journey into the legal profession can be. This episode is sponsored by Belmonte, a skincare and lifestyle brand centered around the reminder to stay still, grounded, and present. A huge thank you to Kaplan Bar Prep for partnering with the podcast. I personally loved using Kaplan this time around for the bar exam, and I'm really excited to share the discount with you guys. If you or someone you know is getting ready to take the bar exam, definitely check out Kaplan Bar Prep and make sure to use our code PASSWITHPONZ, PASSWITHPONZ. You'll save $100 off your Kaplan Bar Prep course, and that stacks on any sale they have going on. You can also use that same code for 20% off Kaplan supplements. That includes their flashcards, their PMBR, and any other supplements on their website for the bar exam. Also, one of my favorite parts of using Kaplan Bar Prep was having access to a bar coach that I could meet with as often as I needed. Having someone there to answer questions, keep me accountable, and help me through the process made such a difference. I'd also like to thank Las Comadres Meal Club for sponsoring this month's guest gifts. Las Comadres Meal Club is a monthly Happy Meal subscription celebrating Latina pop culture, nostalgia, and creativity. Every package feels like a little cartita from your favorite comadre, filled with stickers, artwork, and surprises. I personally love receiving mine in the mail every month. As a Latina, it's always an honor to support and partner with Latina-owned businesses. All right, let's dive right in. Welcome. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Annie Ho. I'm a managing partner of the Texas Law Gals.
Awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about who you are? Can you share a little bit about your cultural background and if you're a first gen to college, law school, or attorney?
Yeah, of course. So, I am Vietnamese. I was born in Vietnam. I came to America when I was about to turn 9, a month shy of turning 9, and been in here since. My parents went to college in Vietnam. Of course, their degree didn't transfer here, but my dad got an associate degree here while he was working. And I went to law school. I'm the first lawyer in the family.
Oh, congrats. That's amazing.
Thank you.
My mom got her associate's degree. She's from Mexico. So she
Mhm.
got her associate's degree and she's working on her bachelor's right now. So I'm
Oh,
really
that's
proud of her.
great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really hard for our parents who immigrate to a whole new country with a whole new language and system to go through the school program like that. So huge kudos to anyone who's doing that.
Yeah. And especially because a lot of that doesn't transfer.
I know. I'm like huge kudos because I could not. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could move to another country, become a lawyer again. I'm like, I'm out. That's it. I'm done.
No, yeah, I have to find a new path at that
Yeah.
point. So, where did you go to undergrad and what was your major in?
Yeah. So I went to undergrad at University of Houston, the main campus. I did finance because I thought if I wanna make money, I gotta be where the money is, and that's totally wrong.
That's pretty cool though. I like the degree. Have you been using it a lot, do you think?
Actually, now that I started my own firm, I have been using a little bit because when you start your own firm, you're wearing all the hats, so the accounting courses is coming in handy these days.
That's amazing. Okay, and where did you go to law school?
I went to law school at South Texas College of Law in downtown Houston.
What was your experience like?
Um, it was an interesting experience. It was tough, to say the least, but it also was quite now that I've graduated looking back, being in it was not fun, but after I've graduated looking back, it was honestly not so bad, and maybe maybe law students right now will come after me for saying that, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good experience. It was a smaller school,
Mhm.
so, you felt more of a community with the people that you go to school with. Like, I made really, really good friends from South Texas. We're, like, still very good friends nowadays. They're, like, my ride or die. They're my friends I gotta see, like, we're gonna get a compound together in 70 years and, you know,
That's awesome.
have
Yeah.
bees or something. Yeah. So I did enjoy that aspect of South Texas. That was a smaller school, so your classes are smaller. You're more, you get more one on one with your professors if you want to. So pretty good experience for me.
So, how small was it? Like, what was your entering class? And did they have a part-time program as well?
Yeah, so South Texas is known for their part-time program. They first started as a part-time school for people who are going to law school, a second career. So it started out as like a night class program, and then the more it grew, the more it started having like a full-time program, and it still has a part-time program as well. I did the full-time program. I'm not entirely sure the number of my entering class, but we had three sections, and each sections had about, I would say, like 100, maybe 120, 30 students. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
That's still a lot, though. Our entering class was like 124 or something. Like,
Oh.
so that's why I was like, "Oh, wait, how tiny was yours?" But no,
I'm like,
that's
I
pretty
might be wrong. I'm really bad at, like, measuring numbers and, like, estimating numbers. So, it
good.
could be, like, 50 people in the classroom, I could not tell the difference.
No, that's hilarious. I love that. Well, I'm glad that you had a good experience. I do wanna touch a little bit because I saw some of your TikToks. Do you mind dropping what the TikTok handle is before I dive into it?
Yeah, our TikTok handle is at the Texas Law Gals.
I love it. I
Mhm,
saw a post, and I wanna talk about it,
mhm.
where you guys look like y'all were in the thick of it, of studying, and you're like, "We both agreed if we made it out, we'll start a firm." So,
Yeah.
sounds like that's actually what you did. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so, a little bit about my firm, I have a partner, her name is Elizabeth Olvera, and I'm sure she'll tell her part of the story when she does the podcast later on. But we met on the first day of law school. We were in the same sections, but we were in legal research and writing class, and we had to do this little like scavenger hunt in the library together that our professor made us do, and we were in a group together, and we clicked from day one. And she was basically like my study partner. We always like bounce ideas off each other. We were really, in the trenches together. We were always in study rooms doing these crazy, crazy whiteboards together. That
Mhm.
first whiteboard was, we called it the murder board. That's when we really broke down all the elements of murder, all the different types and categories of murders. And I still remember
Yeah.
that whiteboard to this day. So we've been through it together. And I think it was our second year of law school that we, in the middle of studying for federal income tax,
Oh gosh.
we were, yeah, I know. So we were a little bit, we're like, you know what? We're doing too much work. We're like, we're putting a lot of work. We're gonna have to just like really make something out of this one day. And
Yeah.
so we're sitting there, kind of, kind of like sleep deprived and just very tired at this point. We're like, I pull out papers and napkin, and we just wrote like a really, really terrible contract on a piece of napkin. We're like, we're gonna open our own law firm. We're gonna do tax, which was a terrible idea. We're not doing
Oh
tax now,
my
but we're gonna
god.
do it. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh, we're gonna go to tax school together and then
Yeah, that was such a plan. We're gonna do an LLM, come out and do tax. And after that, of course, we're like, no, that was a terrible idea. I don't know why we thought that's a great idea, but we stuck with the opening our own firm, just not tax.
Did you keep the napkin?
Yeah, I still have the napkin. It's in my
Mm.
house. We bought a frame, and I need to put it into the office. It's on my to-do list.
That is gonna be so cute. Okay, I'm gonna look forward for that video. That's so
Thank you.
sweet.
Yeah.
So, after law school, did you guys immediately start your own firm, or how did that come to fruition?
No, so I'll talk about my journey, and she can talk about hers.
Yeah.
So fresh out of law school, I worked for I would say like a boutique firm here in Houston. Most of their clients are Houston businesses here. I actually did construction law.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so very different than what I'm doing now. So I did construction law for a little bit, and then I moved to another firm where I did more insurance defect stuff, but also on the construction side. And then I moved to another firm again where I did insurance defense still, but both construction and general liability. So I was on the other side of the insurance defense, and then I switched side to plaintiff side now.
Yeah. Just for listeners who might not know what that means, like you're switching over sides,
Yeah.
can you
Okay.
explain that for me? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So when people say plaintiff side, that's what they're referring to, people who represent plaintiffs of injury cases. So like if you got into a car accident and you're suing the person that hit you, you're the plaintiff. You're on the plaintiff side. And when you are the person that hit someone and you have insurance, when they file a claim against your insurance hire an attorney to defend you as part of like the insurance contract that you have. And so that's called the defense side. That's called insurance defense. The attorney that's hired by the insurance company is the insurance
Perfect.
defense. So I completely switched side.
That's kind of perfect because I feel like you could know all like you can learn so much from the defense side to be able to use when you switch
Yeah.
over to plaintiff. Do you think it was really helpful for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's helpful to see the other side and how they think over there, how the adjuster think, how they review a case and all that stuff. And that's really been helpful now I'm being on the other side.
Okay. And so you moved around a little bit and then what happened?
Yeah, so we moved around a little bit and I think even during all this moving around, I think Ellie and I always thought that we were gonna open our own firm. It was just a matter of when.
Mhm.
So it's always like been discussion. And I think one day we were like, it's now or never. Um, so we're like, all right, we're gonna just have to make this plan happen. We can't keep delaying this anymore. And so we just decided to go open our own firm.
I love that. So how long did you practice before opening your firm?
Yeah, so I got barred in 2021 and we opened our own firm in January of this year. So about a little bit
What?
under 5 years. Yeah.
I can't believe you opened it this year. I don't know why I thought it's been around even longer. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's great. Um, can you tell me about what is that process like just opening your own firm? I feel like that it comes with a lot, but I don't know. So I'd love to hear about it.
It is a lot. It's a lot of planning and preparation, a lot of things to figure out, and a lot of things that you don't even know you have to figure out until you start doing it. Yeah, it's just a lot of figuring things out every single day, and
Mhm.
it's like you're learning something new every day, and it's not always just law related, it's business related as well. It's, you now then you have your own firm, you have to implement your own intake system, you have to implement, like, what software you wanna use, how do you want the firm to function and all that stuff, and so it's just a lot of talking about it, a lot of testing things, seeing what work and what doesn't.
How has it been on your friendship? Do you feel like it's kind of weighed on it a little bit, or you guys maybe like have gotten even closer with bonding? I mean, you trauma bonded in law school, so I'm wondering if there's
Yeah.
like a specific bond in business as well.
Yeah, so we definitely trauma bonded through law school, and I think going through law school, we've always been like, "We'll figure it out together." We're really good at figuring stuff out together, and I think that's why
Yeah.
we're such good study buddies. And I think even during this 5-year span of us working for other people and then thinking about opening our firm, we talk almost every day, and our phone calls can go up to, like, 4 hours, which is ridiculous. I don't talk to anyone that much ever. Um,
I love
but
that.
yeah. But I think we're just very honest with each other, and I think the fact that we care a lot for each other, we're very, in tune with each other's feelings, and we don't wanna like, we're comfortable saying what we need to say, but we're also comfortable with knowing that we're not saying it out of, like, a place of spite, like, we're trying to be better, and I think when you have genuinely good friendship,
Mhm.
it just works.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think that's great that you both are caring about each other's feelings when you come to the table and have these conversations. Because I think it can be easy to forget, and be
Yeah,
really focused on
right, I mean,
whatever the
it's
issue is.
because it's really I think with business, especially when you have 2 people, it's really easy for one person to feel like, "Oh, I'm doing all of this, and you're not carrying your weight." But I think for a business to work, you have to really take a step back and
Mhm.
not look at just yourself, but really think about other people and, like, sort of sort of put
Yeah.
yourself in like, put them ahead of you and, like, put yourself in their shoes and, really look at it from an outside perspective because I think if you get emotions get too much in the way sometimes, it's just not good.
Yeah. No, that's great. So tell me about when did you start doing TikToks then? What started that?
Well, so when we first opened our firm, we don't have a whole lot of capital to work with. We knew that. And billboards are, gosh, they're like so
Expensive.
expensive. We looked it up. We're like, yeah, we definitely cannot afford this right now. And we're gonna run out of business we get this before we get any
Yeah.
business from this billboard. So like we cannot do this right now. But I
Yeah.
think one of the greatest thing about this day and age is just how accessible social media is
Yeah.
and the fact that it is free. You just gotta put
Yeah.
in the work. So, we just started doing TikTok basically immediately once we started as a way to promote ourselves and just get ourselves out there. And we also started doing it to really connect with the kind of clients we want, the community we want as well.
Mhm. I love it. Kind of insane how TikTok can really help so many people, and it's a great platform to reach so many people, right? Like,
No, it truly is a great platform to reach people and build your own community on there. And I will ride for TikTok to the day I die. I know a lot of people bash on it, but I'm like, I love that
yeah.
app.
I'm addicted. I love it.
Yeah. Mhm.
um, I guess you know what I realized? I haven't even told the listeners what type of law you guys practice. So let me ask you that too, so we
Oh,
can
yeah.
go a little more in depth in it.
Mhm.
So, what type of law do you guys practice? What clients do you take? Do you take clients just from Texas or from everywhere? All those things.
Yeah, so we're a personal injury and civil litigation law firm. What that means is we represent people who have been hurt in accidents that's caused by someone else, either negligence or, just carelessness. So that can range to anything from car accidents to, slip and falls to premise liability, like a property that has a dangerous condition that the owner just didn't never fix, stuff like that. And for the litigation side, we mainly focus more on business litigation, so more breach of contracts, fraud, stuff like that. And right now, we only represent client in Texas because my partner and I are only licensed in Texas.
Perfect. Can you tell me about contracts? So, what kind of contracts are you guys working on?
A variety of stuff. So, like landlord tenant issues, um, just like collections, like someone's not holding up their end of the contract by paying for a service that was given to them, stuff like that. Any kind of breach of contract.
Perfect. And what about frauds?
Fraud sometimes come with a breach of contract case because a lot of client will feel like they were misguided or lied to to get them to enter into a contract. So sometimes fraud comes with a breach of contract claim saying like, "Hey, I relied on you and you misrepresented this thing to me, and
Mhm.
now I have damages."
Yeah. Great. All right. So, I'm just going to recap this just for our listeners. So,
Mhm.
you guys are located in Houston, right? So,
Yes.
Houston, Texas.
Yes.
You take anyone in the state of Texas, or like you can take any case in that state?
Yeah, we can take any case in Texas. Yes.
Perfect. And then you guys practice personal injury and litigation. So if anyone's had a car accident in Texas, property issues, contracts issues, issues with fraud, they can contact you. And how do they contact you?
Yeah, they can give us a call at our phone number, text log gals, or the easier number 832-300-0180, or they can email us at info@thetexaslawgals.com, or they can reach out to us via social media. Our Instagram handle is at the Texas Law Gals, and our TikTok is at the Texas Law Gals.
Perfect. You made it easy for everyone. like,
Yeah,
uh,
that's one of the things we talked about when we opened the farm was branding was very important to us and how to make it
yeah.
memorable to people and how make it easier for them to find us. Yeah.
How did you come up with the name?
We went through a lot of names. Um, yeah, we went through so many names, and I think we came on Texas Law Gals because I like to call my friend from school Law Pals,
Oh,
and so I
yeah.
brought it up. I was like, "What do you think about Law Pals?" And we're like, "I don't know. That sounds kind of like too friendly, maybe. Like we want to be friendly, but we don't seem like we're pushover either." And we're like,
Mhm.
I think gals just have like a much nicer ring to us. Plus, we're both women, and I think we want to push like a very woman-owned brand too. So just perfect because it's all
Yes.
gals.
I love it. And how many people are at your firm?
So right now, because we just started in January, there's my partner and I, Ellie and I. So that's two, and then we have two support staff right now. So
Amazing. And
four
you have
total.
someone for already
Oh,
and you're 6
actually
months in.
five. Actually five. I've got our content person.
Love that that is something that was important and then you have
Mhm.
someone doing that. Can you tell me about that? Like how you guys
Yeah. So
decided?
our content person is a Gen Z. I like to joke that
Yes.
she bullies me. I will send her an idea sometime, and she's like, "That's so millennial of you. Your millennial audience will love this." I'm like, "Are you dissing me right now?" But she's like, "No, no, no, post it." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna post it anyway because I like it." But no, she helps us with thinking of ideas for content. She helps us with editing videos. She helps
Mhm.
us film. So she's pretty great.
And how did you guys find her? Were you guys like, I think we should find someone to get our content? Or did she pitch? Or how did that go?
So she's actually someone I know. I grew up with her. She's
Perfect.
my little neighbor down the street. I've known her
Oh, that's perfect.
since she was like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years old. And she's
Mhm.
currently in college right now, which I thought was a perfect part-time job for her to have, just helping us with content.
Yeah.
And she loves it too, because she loves doing TikTok and stuff. So just a perfect fit.
Perfect. And I will say I need to give her a big shout out. She does a great job. I love all the videos. They're so
Thank you. I'll
fun.
let her know.
So you just started the firm and you're like, we
Mhm.
only have 5 employees. That's crazy. You're 6 months in. Like, that's amazing. You
Thank you.
guys are doing amazing. Has social media helped you guys get more clients?
It has here and there. I think social media has just been very helpful of getting our names out there and getting our brand and what we can offer to just the lay people who don't really know a whole lot about the legal profession. And another
Hmm.
thing that I wanted to do with the whole social media thing was also to just educate people on just some basic legal concepts, which is why we started the
Yeah.
Law 101 series, where we just do like a quick
Oh,
minute video about basic legal concepts. We only have a few videos of those right now, but that's something that we're trying to grow as well.
I don't think I saw those yet. I love that because my whole platform is like accessibility, help people, and make this so much easier. So I'm going to have to check into that. Are you like explaining certain concepts or can you tell me a little bit more about it or what was a recent video?
Yeah, so we try to explain just a broad variety of legal concepts, just like very basic stuff, like what's the burden of proof for a civil case versus a criminal case? What's the difference between a criminal versus a civil case?
Hmm.
Of course, because we are a personal injury firm, we do talk a little bit more about personal injury cases. That's just our forte. But we
Yeah.
try to touch on a little bit of subjects everywhere because I think most people, when they think of lawyers, they think of like TV show like Suits or Law and Order, and they think it's always litigation. But no, there's like so many different things in the area of law that we think
Yeah.
that, it'll be nice for people to understand.
That's great. Do you need to have money to hire an attorney for a personal injury case?
So most personal injury law firm work on something called contingency fee basis. What that means is that they don't get paid until they make some sort of money for you. So, for example, let's say you got into a car accident and you were to call us and you hire us as your lawyer. We'll work through the case for you. And when we get some sort of settlement or judgment and the insurance company has to pay out, then we get paid from a portion of that money. If we don't get anything for you, then we don't get paid. And that's what contingency means.
Amazing. So it does not matter how much money you have in your account when hiring you. Like they can literally just call you and be like, "Hey, this is what happened. Can you represent me?"
Yes,
And
for personal injury cases, that's how most firms are.
mhm,
I do have to specify though if it's not a personal injury case because we also practice litigation. On litigation,
mhm.
we're on an hourly basis, and most firms are different. Some firm offer a flat fee service, some firm offer an hourly service, and we do hourly for litigation.
Perfect. Okay, great. Well, that's amazing because I don't know that I don't think I knew that. until later on. And so I was like, wait a minute, like so many people don't realize they could access an attorney. Um,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like the legal world, I feel like when you're in it, you kind of forget what it's like on the other side. You kind
mhm,
of forget like the things that we know are not common knowledge at all. Like we would talk and we would just say, we just throw out words like plaintiff, defendants, petition, motions. And we're
mhm.
throwing out all these terms, but then we forget that our client or just the regular people don't even understand what any of this means. And I think that's why we start doing the one-on-one videos just to
Yeah,
kind of help people kind of just starting to learn and understand these terminologies. Because
yeah.
I think the legal world is just some of the biggest gatekeepers, lawyers, and I just don't like that. So,
No, yes. And I love seeing the amount of women, attorneys. I love seeing minority women. Like
yes.
less than 2% of all attorneys in the US are Latina women. I'm curious, do you know the
Wow.
percentage for Vietnamese women in law?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's very low.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not like that's why I'm so excited too. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to have more people of color on here too, so that someone can like look and see someone like, "Oh, they look like me and they became an attorney." Like that's amazing. I could do it. So,
Yeah, exactly. It's just not only are we, you know, being examples for other young girls out there, but I think we're also here for our community so that the community know that there is someone here to represent you as well.
yes. Yeah, I love that. Um, I don't know if I asked you this, but what made you go to law school? I think I forgot to ask that actually.
So, when I was in 10th grade, I read a book called The Godfather. I don't know if you read it.
Yeah.
And in that book, there's a line by Don Corleone, and he says he sent his like basically like, adopted son. I'm gonna get too deep into this book, but basically he sent his adopted son to become a lawyer. And his reasoning behind it was that he said, a lawyer with a briefcase can steal more than 100 men with guns. I didn't want to become a lawyer. Let me just rephrase it. I didn't want to become a lawyer to steal from people, but I heard that and I understood it as like lawyers are very, very powerful people because you understand the law. And it's so important in this country. And I think another reason was that when I came to America, coming from Vietnam, like the legal system over there is not the same as over here.
Mhm.
Um, so it's a very jarring to come here and have a place where it's very litigious. Everyone's suing each other,
Mhm.
crimes and all this other stuff. And so I think a lot of like Vietnamese immigrants, they just don't know how to navigate the legal system over here. And that was another reason why I also wanted to go to law school was to be able to educate my community and help them as well.
I love that. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's amazing. Um, I forgot to ask this too. I'm out of order today. I don't know what's going on with
You're
me.
fine.
Uh, what made you guys pick personal injury and litigation as the firm you guys grew together? And do you guys both do personal injury and litigation or one and the other?
Yeah, so we both do personal injury litigation. I think litigation was just we've been in litigation, we might as well just keep doing it.
Mhm,
But the personal injury thing, we both came from defense, so we both came from insurance defense, and it was which of course Ellie can speak to her own experience, but for me, it just wasn't very fulfilling. Like I came into the law profession to help people, to help my community, to educate people, and I felt like defending insurance company were just not fulfilling that passion or that goal.
mhm.
And I felt like representing people who actually have been hurt was more fulfilling. So eventually I was like, I can't keep doing this. I'm just gonna go back to my reason why I went to law school in the first place.
That's beautiful. And since you guys opened your firm, you're doing things a little bit differently, right? You're advertising using all your social media, which I love. I love seeing that. Creating more access for
Thank you.
people.
hmm
What else does your firm do that's different from like a normal firm?
Let me think about this.
Do you guys actually celebrate birthdays or like do you work through holidays?
Yeah,
Some of
so
those things.
Yes, I was trying to formulate my thoughts. So one of the
Sorry.
reasons why Ellie and I decided to open our firm was that working for other people, we recognize, or at least this is the hill that I'm going to stand on. This is
Yeah.
the hill I'm going to die on.
Yeah.
There are some really, really amazing attorneys out there. They are amazing litigators. They are amazing advocators, but they don't translate into a good business person and they don't translate into a good leader. So
Hmm.
I think when we opened our firm, our main goal was to make it a place where you actually want to come to work and you are actually having a good time. Like we don't want that toxic environment. I think a lot of law firms can become toxic very quickly. We don't want like we don't want this firm to be a place that people dread coming to work. And at the end of the day, this is just another job. It's a very important job, but it's just another job. It should not come at the sacrifice of your health, of your family, of your own mental wellness. So that's what we're trying to set out to do.
I love it because
Mm.
so I remember in my 1L, we had a panel of people come and they were employers and they were telling us what they didn't like to
Yeah.
hear from people applying. And so I was like, oh, interesting. I'm curious what it'll be. And something I found very interesting was this one guy was upset or gets annoyed when people ask, what is work life balance?
Yes.
And I'm like, why is that a problem to want to know? Like, do
It's
I get to go home and eat dinner?
no, it's crazy. And what's the craziest thing is I've been on so many interviews, and that's the one question I always ask because that's what's important to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm getting a job to pay for my life, not having the job become my life.
Yes. I love
So
that. That's beautiful. Yes.
right.
Y-
So I think, and plus with that mentality, it just becomes toxic real fast, and you're just gonna burn people out so fast because they're just gonna be drained and they're not gonna be good employees. They're not gonna work well if they're burned out and they're tired. I
Yeah.
think people do better when they're in an environment where they feel like they're understood, they feel like they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And at least for me, I always hated it whenever I was at a job and I felt like I was being micromanaged. I felt like, um, because I'm good at my job. I might not be a typical 9 to 5 person,
Hmm.
but I get things done. Maybe I might get things done at 2 a.m. in the morning. I might be drafting at 2 a.m. in the morning, but I'm still drafting something. And the
Yeah.
thing with lawyers that always annoyed me when I was a billable person was that why do I have to draft this thing at 3 p.m. when I'm the least productive?
Yeah.
When I can draft this at 2 a.m. when I'm more productive because that's who I am as a person and I'm billing the same amount. Why do you have to stick me in this box instead of letting me function where I am the best?
Yeah. I think that has been such a big deal. And what's funny, I'm so glad you say that. My boyfriend, he's an attorney and he
Mhm.
works billables, big law. But what I love about his firm is that there is no yeah, we would love for you to be here 9 to 5, but it's not mandated. And like he does his best work in the afternoon. It's
Yeah,
just what works for him. And they're very much like, if you get your work done, cool. He meets all his deadlines. Everything gets done.
right,
And I love this I want to say new wave of people just letting people work in their peak hours instead.
right. And that's
Obviously
very
we're
much,
dedicated.
yeah, that's very
Yeah.
much my mentality. As long as you get the job done, I don't care
Yeah.
when, just get it done. I don't care how, just get it done. Of course, there
Yeah.
are certain things where you have to be there for 9 to 5, like answering a phone, or maybe
Yeah.
if it go to a 9 a.m. hearing, of course you have to go. You can't just skip that. But if it's
Yeah.
stuff that does not require a hard, like, 9 to 5 or, like, a hard like, you have to sit down at 10 a.m. to draft, like, don't. Just let people do what they want. As long as they get it done, they're doing a good job, whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I love it because I think people produce better work that way. And you're not
Exactly.
forcing or hitting a wall. And hopefully no one from his work hears this and is like, is he not going to work? He is going to work, guys. he's he's at the cubicle. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I
Um
mean, at my last job, I had a lot of flexibility in that one because of, my partners were great. If I
yeah.
wasn't gonna open my firm, I probably would've stayed there for a while. But yeah, they were very much also, "Annie, I don't care what you get when you get this thing done, just get it done. If you wanna log in at 2 a.m. in the morning, go get it done." And there has been
Yeah.
time when I was at 1 a.m. in the morning, I was up drafting motion for summary judgment, and I would come to the office at 11 a.m. the next morning instead. or a little bit later, and they were
Yeah.
very understanding at the end that and I was thriving in that position.
Yeah. I love that. Um, that's a good question. So, what are some of the qualities or the things that you enjoyed from your previous jobs that you want to make sure you implement at your place of business?
So, again, just like the flexibility for the employees, um, and I think my previous firm was very good at keeping things organized. They were
Yeah,
and I love that
I love
as
that
well
so
because
much.
I've been at firms where it's just chaos and just like, "What is going on? I can't find anything."
Yeah.
So, yeah, very important.
I will say one of my big things, I clerked at a lot of firms that are solo practitioners. Have you
Mhm.
done that?
Clerked for them
Or
or
or just worked for them in general, like a
yeah, I've
solo
worked
practitioner?
for I mean, during law school, I think I clerked for a solo practitioner.
What were your thoughts on that? Like, are there things that you were like, "Oh, this was different, but I liked it," or, "Oh, I don't love this?"
Hmm. I mean, he was an older lawyer, so he was very old school. He would do things
Mhm.
like record a message and, like, tell you to type it out.
Oh, wow.
So so certain old school aspects I was not a big fan of,
Mhm,
and I think actually, I clicked for a few of them in law school. I totally
mhm.
forgot.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that can happen really fast with a solo practitioner is that things can get really chaotic and disorganized really fast because there's only one person mainly in charge of all these tasks. And if that person does not have a good system in place,
Mhm.
if things start piling in all at once, it just create a mess real fast and it's just really hard to go back and fix the mess.
Yeah. My biggest beef, and this is
Mhm.
just I don't know why this is my biggest problem with some of the firms that I've
Mhm.
worked at, was terrible snacks. I know that sounds so silly, but, like, I would get so annoyed because 'cause I'm like, "Girl, I know you bring in enough. Why are we getting this, like, the cheapest possible thing ever? Are you guys good at snacks? I have to know." Like,
I
are
get
you
that. So right now, most of our employees work from home.
Oh,
Ellie and
amazing.
I Ellie and I do come into the office every once in a while, and we're really good at getting ourselves lunches. Um,
Okay, perfect.
it's not great for my diet, but it's great for our mentals.
That's all that matters.
Mhm.
No, I love that. Oh, work from home then. Okay, so do you have, like, designated office hours that it's open, or is it kind of like the you call and set up an appointment?
So for us or our staff?
Both.
Okay. So for us, we try to generally be available during working hour because we do have staff and they need our attention during working hours. And I try to get my work done during the day as well so that I can at least have the nighttime to relax, watch Love Island, all that stuff.
Ah, yeah.
And then our staff works from 9 to 5 mainly because they are handling phone call and contacting business and contacting clients. So that unfortunately has to be done around 9 to 5.
Yeah, but do they get to do that from home?
Yeah, from home.
Amazing. Okay, I love that, I love that. And what was hiring staff like? Are they, like, paralegals, legal assistant, or how does
Yeah, so
that
we have an intake specialist and then we have a case manager right now. And then of course our part-time content media person.
Mhm,
Um, I think the whole hiring staff process was more of a vibe check for both of us. Of course, they come with experience. And I think for me, I care more about your work ethics and your personality and your attitude than your experience because experience and can be learned. If you have
mhm.
an open attitude to learning, I can teach you what to do. But if you have a poor attitude, if we don't mesh well together personality wise, then it's just never going to work, even if you have 20 years of experience.
I love that. I love the vibe check.
Yeah, I was like, it's honestly it's just a vibe check. I mean, we just asked them a few questions, and we're like, okay, we didn't feel any red flag, we didn't feel any weird or off about this person. Let's just go for it and try it out.
Amazing, I love it. So I wanted to ask, what advice would you give a law student or new attorneys who want to start their own firm one day?
I would say just go for it. If you feel like it's the right path for you, just take the leap. You're never gonna be truly ready. I think the one thing with people, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait until this happen and then I'll do this. I need to be 100% ready to take this step." But you're never truly ready for anything. You just gotta do it. If that's what you wanna do it.
And what is one piece of advice you wish someone had given you before law school or early in your legal career?
So before law school, I didn't know a single thing about the legal profession. The only thing I knew about it was what I saw on TV, and boy, did TV lie to me. So I would say if you're a law student or an incoming law student, just talk to other lawyers, talk to lawyers in all different fields. There are so many different fields in the legal profession that I didn't know about that I'm still learning about now. Like,
Hmm.
really, the world's your oyster. Get out there and just learn things and just learn about the different experience. Like, don't box yourself into one path without knowing all the paths you can take.
I love it. I think this is something that I tell everyone that I'm like, the reason I think everyone should go into law is because you can change jobs
Yeah.
and not have to go back to school. I mean, unless it's like patent or like tax law, of course, different story. But
Mhm.
like, I was doing immigration, but now I want to do criminal law. I
Yeah.
can do that. I have that flexibility, and it's a really cool career that you can do all this. And kind of like you worked in defense, and now you're doing plaintiff, and now you have your own
Yeah.
firm. So it's incredible. The world truly is their oyster with this career for
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly. Just keep an open mind. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. What's been the most rewarding part of owning your own practice?
I would say the most rewarding part has been having control of my life again. And and I think, like, no one truly prepare you for how tough it is to graduate law school and become an actual practicing attorney. Like, you think you don't have time in law school, wait till you start practicing, then you truly don't have time. And I think doing a billable job, some people really thrive in it, and I was thriving it for a while, but it really was taking a mental toll on me because I would just go home, be a couch potato. I literally could not, like, use my brain for anything else. I was tapped out by the time I got home. And I think now with my own firm, because I'm able to, do things the way I want to, because I'm able to take on cases that I believe in, because I'm able to, help whoever that I want to help and all that stuff. It gives me a lot more flexibility to be a better friend, be a better daughter,
Hmm.
um, just give back to myself more, and also at the same time give back to my community because now I actually have time to answer random questions when people come to me and be like, "Hey, I have this weird thing going on. Can you, like, at least what should I do?" And even if I don't take them as a client, I'm like, "You know what? You can handle this yourself. This is all you gotta do." But now I
Hmm.
actually have more time and more mental space to do that stuff, which I didn't have before.
I love that. Well, great. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on here and chat with me. This was great.
Yeah.
I'm so
Well, thank
excited to meet your partner as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm sure she'll give you some great tips as well.
Perfect. That's it for today's episode. Again, I'm Stephanie Ponzanelli, and this is Legally Ponzanelli. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me and being part of this community. Don't forget to check out the link in our show notes. You'll be able to find our amazing sponsors, including Belmonte, Las Comadres Mail Club, and Kaplan Bar Prep. If you're preparing for the bar exam, be sure to use our code PASSWITHPONS to save $100 off your Kaplan Bar Prep course or 20% off Kaplan supplements. You'll also find links to all of our social media platforms where you can follow along with the podcast, see who our next guest speaker will be, and stay updated on when new episodes are dropping. If you have comments, questions, or ideas for future guests, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at legallyponzanelli@gmail.com. And if you're a law graduate or attorney who wants to share your story, your journey, and what brought you where you are today, I would absolutely love to have you on the podcast. And of course, if you know me, you know I love coffee. So in the link, you can send a little coffee my way. Your support of the podcast, whether it's listening, sharing episodes, sending messages, or treating me to a coffee, means so much to me. Thank you again for listening, supporting Legally Ponzanelli, and being part of this community. I'll see you on the next episode.